Enable.
में फिट एंड ग्लो हेल्थ केयर का जन्म बेहतर ब्यूटी और वेलनेस प्रोडक्ट्स को हर एक तक पहुंचाने के उद्देश्य से शुरू हुआ। नेचर बेस्ड वेलनेस और पर्सनल केयर ब्रांड के रूप में स्थापित फिट एंड ग्लो हेल्थ केयर अपने कस्टमर्स को न्यूट्रिशनल सप्लीमेंट्स और पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट्स की वाइड रेंज देता है। इन प्रोडक्ट्स को तैयार करने में पारंपरिक चिकित्सीय ज्ञान के साथ अत्याधुनिक वैज्ञानिक अनुसंधान का सहारा लिया गया है। ये प्रोडक्ट्स हमारी मॉडर्न लाइफस्टाइल के मद्देनजर बनाए गए हैं। मनीष और करण चौधरी फिट एंड ग्लो हेल्थ केयर के को फाउंडर हैं। परिवार में पहली पीढ़ी के उद्यमी मनीष ने अपने भाई करण और दोस्तों अरविंद और अश्विन सोक्के के साथ मिलकर नए युग के ब्यूटी और वेलनेस ब्रांड की नींव रखी। दोनों भाइयों का उद्देश्य लोगों के लिए ऐसे प्राकृतिक प्रोडक्ट्स बनाना था जो उनके स्वास्थ्य के साथ साथ सुंदरता का भी ध्यान रखे।
And now I'm in conversation with the founders of Fit and Glow Healthcare, Manish and Karan Chaudhary. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Lata.
First up, Karan, Manish, you both are brothers and first generation entrepreneurs. What really inspired you to become entrepreneurs?
So basically we were born and brought up in an entrepreneurial family. My father and mother both were entrepreneurs.
Right.
And we used to go to college where the times of the college would be 7 a.m. till 11 a.m. And after 11 a.m. our parents used to say, why don't you come and join us in the family business or do something where it's different. So that's where the entrepreneurial journey of ours started out.
Karan, you've been an aspiring entrepreneur right from your college days.
Yes.
So how did you reinvent yourself in this entire process?
It's more about the fact that we have wanted to do what we have felt like doing. It's been very hard for us to follow a guideline which is there and you have to just follow that, and it would have been quite boring for us. We tried to make our lives just a little bit more interesting, and I think that's why we chose the entrepreneurial path.
Right. And what have been your key learnings?
So we have had more failures than successes. As an entrepreneur, you have to be prepared that you're going to see a lot of failures than more of successes. We've learned a lot of failures at our cost and we've tried not to repeat them again. So that's been one of our main points of the mantra where we stick to be trying to be successful entrepreneurs.
All right. So Fit and Glow was started by the two of you in 2014 along with your partners.
Correct. So we are a pair of two brothers. Karan's my younger brother. We got another pair where the elder and younger brother run the business too along with us. So it's basically the younger brothers taking care of the elder brothers is how this company is taken shape.
Right. So it was started by the two of you in 2014 and today it's established as one of the leading nature-based wellness and personal care brand. How do you look back at the whole journey?
We had a lot of more failures to understand, but we learned a lot quickly thanks to tech and digital to understand consumers more. What were they liking, what were they not liking in our products. Did a lot of analytics understanding what consumers were searching for,
right,
and build products along the way. So there was initial times where we were building products which we thought would be great sellers because we were pushing it. But then eventually the change came is when you understood consumers, and that's when things took a totally different change in our business dynamics.
Right. Now, wellness is cutting across sectors ranging from healthcare to retail. How do you think the domestic players are buying into the trend?
So, India is changing. India's per capita is increasing. The digital penetration is increasing. A lot of our growth is coming from Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 cities. Consumers who have never heard about brands but want to start upgrading their and our brand messaging has been very clear on consumers why we are good to deliver to them, on the promise on what we are promising to deliver to them, on the faith and the trust they've built along the way. So all these things have been an encouraging part for us.
Right. So let's talk about your product portfolio now. Your initial offering comprised of natural and dietary supplements, and now you have expanded your portfolio into personal care. How did that come about?
So it's all about consumer data. We are on a digital world where consumer has got the right to review a product anytime they want. Our stores never close. So it was a lot of consumer insight where we saw opportunities for us to increase our portfolio.
Right.
We started initially as a dietary supplement company, but sooner we understood that there was a huge potential for us to address, and the segment was not overcaptured onto a lot of niches what were there, which we thought as an opportunity to go heads up with some of the leading brands today.
We started as a natural dietary supplement company,
Right.
trying to understand what people wanted, but then we were trying to take customer feedback, and we kept a lot of our attention towards what customers were asking or how they were using it or what they were liking.
Right.
And we came across a pretty interesting scenario where we had one of the apple cider vinegar drink, which we have it as the Wow apple cider vinegar, which is a nutritional supplement which people normally have. And we had a lot of customer responses which kept coming back to us, where they were like, what can you use apple cider vinegar for? The most interesting thing was a lot of people were coming back and asking, can we use apple cider vinegar for the hair? Because that's something which a lot of people were actually asking.
Right.
And that's when a lot of people came back with the same feedback. That's when we came across and said, why not we just make something easier for the customer, where they don't have to take an apple cider vinegar separately, put it into a shampoo and then put it on the hair. But instead of that, we just made a shampoo with apple cider vinegar. After a lot of testing, trials, customer feedback, we put it across in the market. Customers really loved the product, and that's when we actually got into that part of the business. But it was from that day we just felt that we wanted to solve the customers' needs a lot better, provide them natural products, provide them products which are not harmful to them. And I think we have done a good, we are in a good place right now, at least in that department.
So consumer demand is changing.
Right.
Naturals is the way to go. There's so much of content online available today, what's good and what's bad for you.
Right.
So consumers are fed along the way on that. And we
Right.
being a digital company, we catch those trends a little bit faster. And we try to implement good products at good pricing for consumers in India.
You have two umbrella brands, Wow Skin Sciences and Wow Life Sciences. Can you elaborate on these?
Wow Skin Sciences is a brand where we have kept it towards the beauty segment, a lot of hair care products, a lot of skincare products, and and we try to keep it as natural as possible, as safe on formulation as possible. Try to avoid as many harmful chemicals as possible, because before this we saw a lot of regular companies, they were not really caring about this particular point of view. There were a lot of research studies which had come across saying that certain ingredients were not good for you, and it was predominantly there in the entire ecosystem, and we felt that we needed to have a change with regards to that. That's where Wow Skin Science comes in. Wow Life Science basically focuses on the nutritional part of the business of what you normally consume.
Right.
And yes, we try to keep it as organic as possible, as natural as possible. And yes, that's been the story of both the brands.
So we've seen trends. Young India wants to look healthy, wants to be healthy and look better at a pretty young age today.
Right.
So our target audiences are between the age group of 18 and 28.
So your business model is entirely digital. Can you tell me what's your revenue portfolio like and who's your target audience?
The internet user age group continues to dominate between the 18 and 28.
Right.
And most our advertising and our content driven are towards the age group of 18 and 28. So that's where core of our business is. Today, bulk of our revenues come from the target audience group of 18 to 28.
Right.
52% of our buyers are male, 48% are women.
Right.
Our revenue run rate, if we do well this year, is close to around 250 crores, India and our export business put together. So 250 crores is the run rate.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll take a short break, but don't go anywhere as the conversation with the founders of Fit and Glow Healthcare continues on the other side. Stay tuned.
फिट एंड ग्लो हेल्थ केयर की हिमाचल प्रदेश में परवाणू में एक अत्याधुनिक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट है, जहां लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल कर शैम्पू से लेकर सीरम तक के प्रोडक्ट्स की वाइड रेंज का उत्पादन किया जाता है। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस में उत्पादों की पैकेजिंग को भरने से लेकर उत्पादन के सभी चरणों में हाई क्वालिटी और कंसिस्टेंसी का खास ख्याल रखा जाता है। इस यूनिट में 300 ट्रेन्ड एम्प्लॉइज काम करते हैं।
It's the state-of-the-art factory. We have the best of the machines. It's fully automatic. We have fully automatic lines for manufacturing, R&D, packing, R&D labs, testing lab. Everything is top of the range. We have the best equipments, the latest, whatever is available internationally. And we follow the BIS guidelines, we follow the international standards as far as R&D is concerned, production is concerned, and testing. Because testing is very important. Testing, stability of the product is very important. So we look after all these things very, very carefully and take it very seriously.
ऑनलाइन स्पेस में मजबूत उपस्थिति के साथ फिट एंड ग्लो हेल्थ केयर अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को बढ़ावा देने और ग्राहक अनुभव को बढ़ाने के लिए डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद ले रही है।
You go into a store, you buy a water bottle, and you come out, and there's not much that we know about you. But online, we know where you are, we know what you're interested in, we get feedback from you. Do you like the product? Do you not like the product? So we're a very consumer-driven company. You know, we take all of that data and we learn from it. So what we say is, we don't know everything, right? We let the surfers on the internet decide. You know, we take all that data and we're humble about it. We might think we have the best thing we've ever seen. And then when we try it, we see it doesn't work, we make changes. Because we don't know everything, and we don't think that we know everything. And we always listen to our consumers.
अपने ग्राहकों को प्रकृति के साथ जोड़ने के लिए फिट एंड ग्लो हेल्थ केयर अपने प्रोडक्ट्स में नेचुरल और ऑर्गेनिक इंग्रेडिएंट्स का समावेश कर एक ऐसा मिश्रण तैयार करता है जो आधुनिक जीवन शैली को प्रभावित करने में मदद करता है।
All our components, we're trying to be as close as possible to nature. If you talk about our formulations, we've been trying to be like getting material from nature in terms of utilizing things like apple cider vinegar, which is our hero product, which we're using in a lot of products at the moment. And now we're even moving eventually to change our packaging, which is going to be PCR now, which is post-consumer recycles. That means that people normally use virgin plastic for the packaging material. However, we plan to move to PCR, and eventually 30% of our product packaging should be PCR plastic from the next month itself. And within the next 2 years, we have the goal of moving it 100% to complete PCR.
Welcome back to our special episode, and I'm in conversation with the founders of Fit and Glow Healthcare, Manish and Karan Chaudhary. So you retail your products through online platforms such as Amazon India, Flipkart, Nykaa. What's been your retail strategy for the e-commerce space?
There's a strategy behind the e-commerce part, that why we are actually focusing over here is basically because we wanted to understand the customer a lot better. We believe that we get a lot of information from the customer, their feedback a lot faster, which allows us to implement or develop far better, and that's the reason why we have kept most of our focus online. Online is relatively, it's not simple, but it's relatively easier to reach a larger scale of consumers compared to a retail, which is a traditional way of doing business. We believe that the e-commerce channel is going to grow significantly. We believe that we can educate the customers far better when we are selling online, because these are niche products which may not be sold pretty well offline, because you are dependent upon a great beauty promoter trying to educate the customer and trying to get a lot more attention from the customer. Online gives me the power and ability to educate a customer a lot better, and that is the reason why we, as a new age digital brand, would like to focus a lot more online in the coming years, while we also have a presence offline, but majority of our focus will be online.
Right, so talking about your offline presence, you've also partnered with a lot of stores across metro cities for a shop-in-shop model. How has that worked out for you?
So a lot of feedback has come to us from the category managers and few of the organized retail stores that we are one of the best selling new age health and beauty companies without beauty assistants.
Right.
So we are a brand which is born online, but going out to the offline strategy, which has immensely helped our offline offtakes.
Right.
So we are listed in approximately 1,600 stores across the country. We look to increase our portfolio up by at least 50 times more in the next couple of years.
All right. Let's talk about the government reforms. In the recent budget, the government has come up with a lot of regulations and reforms to foster startup culture ecosystem in India. How do you think these regulations or reforms can actually help startups contribute to the economy's growth?
So we're very grateful to the government that they had a clarification on the angel tax, which was just announced a few days ago, and that was a great news to the startup culture. We believe that the government is moving in a good direction, especially with all the initiatives which have come across with the startup culture, registering, talking about credit facilities, and so on. We hope that there is going to be a lot more to be actually seen on ground, and we do hear from the market that a lot of people have had great positive responses. But yes, the initiatives are extremely appreciated. A little bit more work is definitely there to actually make business a little bit more easier. When you talk about the amount of paperwork with regards to GST filings, especially for the e-commerce players, we still have a lot of burdens on those things. But we assume that things are going to become better as time goes.
All right. And do you think the skill sets needed in your line of business is readily available? If not, how do you think the skill gap can be addressed?
Especially with the digital world, I felt that India was a little bit behind a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, I say in 2013-14, I don't think we really had that level of skill sets with regards to marketing or understanding the online culture. Over the last few years, I see a lot of talent has actually increased in this field, and there has been a lot of expertise which have come in, but I believe that we are still a couple of years behind the Western world. We as a brand and as a company have efficiently tried to educate a lot of our employees, give them exposure to the online world. A lot of technology and a lot of knowledge is getting transferred to a lot of our employees in our company, and they are getting to learn, or at least be cutting edge, far above what they're trying to learn somewhere else, and it's definitely making a difference.
So, Karan, to promote India as a global manufacturing hub, the government launched the Make in India program. As a homegrown company, how do you think you're contributing towards the Make in India campaign?
We have always been for the Make in India story, and we have always inspired that our products should be used everywhere in the globe. We started to sell our hero products in the US market because we felt that we should get what we think is good, or the story about India, the story about Himalayas, to the Western world. Our hero product could have easily been manufactured anywhere else or closer to the geography, but we decided that no, we would want to take our story and move it across to the world. And that's when we moved our apple cider vinegar shampoo into the US market. And right now, I'm proud to say that we are one of the top selling US shampoos in the market.
My final question to both of you, going forward, what is your future plan for the company? Where do you see it in the next 5 to 6 years?
So we always say we want to be a good company. Revenue doesn't matter to us at this stage. We want to be making a difference for what consumers buy. A long time where they say FMCG has no innovation, but we want to show a lot of innovation ahead with our products and offerings to our consumers.
Right.
And also build more trust with our consumers going ahead.
So as a company, I just want to say that we want to be a customer first company, then keeping our goals secondary. If the customer is happy and if you're able to address the customer's needs and be true to the customer, I think we should be fine.
Thank you so much for speaking to us today, Karan, Manish, and we wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Lata.
Thank you. Well, that's all we had for you on this episode of Bricks to Homes, but do join us next time as we bring you yet another tale of business success. Until then, goodbye and thanks for watching.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.